Hello and welcome back to your mat, yogis. This is a short 20-minute Vinyasa flow practice to celebrate the beginning of spring. The class will be a practice that explores how to use the feet to ground down in order to rise up. Spring has a natural feeling of growth and energy and revitalization. So I hope this practice invigorates your body, brings you back home to the body, but also teaches you something useful about how to use your feet when you're practicing Vinyasa yoga. So there are two main teaching points that we'll go through very briefly in this session. The first one is that there are 3 points that connect the foot down to the ground. The heel bone is the first, a heavy bone that's been designed to take weight, and that's your first anchor point when the feet are used as foundation in the yoga poses. So heel bone, point number 1. Then we transmit our body weight forward to the balls of the feet, particularly the base of the big toe and the base of the little toe. And those 3 points form a kind of tripod structure that we can root down into the earth from. And that makes our poses more sustainable, but also more ergonomically aligned so that we can extend the spine and extend the limbs from a sturdy base. The second teaching point that I'll refer to in the practice today is that the orientation of the toes and the foot needs to harmonize with the orientation of the knee and the hip joint. Now, some of you will have more mobile hips than others, and so that will dictate the angle at the back foot, and vice versa. If the pose requires the feet to be placed in a certain way, we want the knee and the hip to be saying the same thing as the angle at the back foot. And that just means that we're protecting the knee joint and that the pose is kind of sustainably and efficiently set up so that what happens at the bottom of the pose organizes the body organically for the top of the pose. So let's get down onto the mat. If you've got yoga bricks, blocks, straps, grab them. They could be useful, especially a yoga brick. And let's come on down to lie on the back. Make sure you're comfortable. So if you want to slip a blanket underneath the back of your head, you're really welcome to. Have a brick within arm's reach. I'd recommend taking the strap to the back of the mat for the end of the class, maybe a yoga block, the other brick at the front. And then take your hands onto your belly, elbows wide to the sides, close your eyes, slightly tucking in your chin, and turn up the corners of your mouth into a quarter smile, which is your natural expression. Connect to the feeling of vitality and life in the body. No matter how tired you are, just tune into something that contains that essence of spring, that kind of vibration, that feeling of growth and intention to vitality. As you next breathe in, allow your belly to expand. Feel the rib cage widen, feel the chest bones lift high towards your throat, and hold here for 3, 2, and 1. As you exhale, open up the jaw as wide as you can and breathe out with a ha sound for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pause at the end of the breath. Inhale again, belly expands. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Big open mouth, ha sound for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Holding 2 and 1. Good job. Now release your arms alongside. Actually, no, keep your hands on your hip bones. And as you inhale, press down into the heels. Feet still flat on the ground, but really root down through the heel bones like you've got a kind of a stiletto in mud. And feel how that grips the glute muscles, the buttock muscles, and causes the pelvis to spill backwards. It's a posterior tilt of the pelvis. Then as you inhale, keeping the feet flat on the ground, roll your body weight forward towards the balls of the feet. And can you feel now that the muscles at the back of the leg, the hamstrings, begin to connect? And the pelvis rolls forward a little bit into what's called an anterior tilt, where the lower back's curve lifts up. Exhale again, maybe breathing out through the mouth with a ha sound again to connect to your core. And as you push into your heels, you'll feel more of a connection to the bum muscle, and that tilts the pelvis backwards a little bit. And then pressing the weight into the balls of the feet. As you inhale next, feel your pelvis roll forward, feel a connection to the muscles at the back of the legs, the hamstrings. Good. And now come back to center. So the heel bone and the big toe mound and the little toe mound press down firmly, evenly. Your pelvis is now in a neutral position where the lower back slightly lifting in and embraced by all sides of the core. Bring your arms towards the floor, palms facing downwards, and flatten your shoulder blades into the ground. Pressing down through the heel, feel the pelvis rolling backwards, posterior tilt. Then as you lift up your hips, transfer your weight into the balls of the feet. Feel the hamstring muscle kick in to help you to lift your hips high. And then inhale further to lift the arms all the way up behind your head towards the floor behind you. Elevate your heels away from the ground to strengthen your ankles and open up the soles of the feet, and then roll down on the exhale, vertebra by vertebra, feeling that lovely bone by bone connection as the spine spills down into the mat. Then rebound pelvis to neutral, drop the heels and bring your arms towards the floor alongside your thighs. Again, press down into the heels. As you push into the heels, feel the pelvis begin to roll backwards into that posterior tilt. As you lift your hips, then transfer your body weight into the balls of the feet, feeling the pelvis begin to spill forward. Hamstring muscles at the back of the legs engaged to help you lift your hips. And then bring the arms all the way back behind you towards the floor, letting your chest bones rise up. Elevate your heels away from the ground and then roll down segment by segment of your spine, feeling that gorgeous release in your shoulders, and slinking the spine vertebra by vertebra down into the mat like a cog in a wheel. Then drop the heels and drop the arms down towards the floor beside you. Good. Now take your right foot onto your left thigh for thread the needle pose. You might choose to stay here if you've got any knee issues and that kind of external rotation is no good for you. Stay with your feet on the ground, repeat bridge. Otherwise, you can bring your arms around your left thigh or your left shin, and as you pull your leg in towards you, arch your tailbone towards the ground to maximize the stretch around the glutes. Slightly tuck in your chin's crease, soften your shoulders, close your eyes if you feel good to, otherwise soft gaze, and breathe here for 2 soft cycles of breath, where you're still making that internal has sound on the exhale, but the mouth stays closed, ujjayi breath. Now keeping the legs exactly as they are. Split your arms open wide. Tip your body over towards the left side of your mat. The sole of the right foot comes to the floor beside your mat. Right knee points up to the ceiling for now. Lower left leg curls underneath your bum. Then roll right hand to the left side, chest towards the side of your mat. And then turn to face the floor and pivot on your feet. So your toes now point diagonally into the mat and you come into a moderately spaced, wide-legged forward fold. Hang the body forward over the legs and take a gentle sway side to side, awakening the hamstrings, stretching through the back of your legs. Shake out the head. And then take the hands to the floor and then turn, reversing that same circle, spinning on your feet, and then coming all the way back down to lie as if nothing happened, back in your thread the needle, right foot on left thigh. Okay, let's switch sides. Left foot on your right thigh, gently ease your left knee forward, flex your left foot so the ankle is stable. Bring your arms around your right thigh or your right shin and just gently pull the leg in towards your body. Tuck your chin's crease in, shoulders heavy as you lengthen your neck. Take a couple of breaths just there. Often to get the depth of stretch in the pose, it's not so much about pulling the limbs further, it's about anchoring down into your base more. So here the base is actually the back of your pelvis. If you press your sacrum into the ground, you'll access more stretch around the hips and the glutes. Good, and then slowly release your arms, but keep the legs exactly as they are. And simply tip your body over to the right side of your mat. So the sole of the left foot comes flat to the floor. Kind of camo roll off the side of the mat and pivot on your feet so they diagonally point towards the center of your mat. And then hold on to opposite elbows and kind of hang your body forward over the legs, maybe taking hold of opposite elbows and swaying or dangling a little bit side to side. Shake out the head. And just take stock that your toes and your knees are pointing at an angle which is lining up the pelvis and then the spine. Bring the hands back to the ground and then reverse the direction you came. So you're turning back towards the right side of your mat. Spin on your feet so you magically untangle your legs and arrive in the same position. Thread the needle on the left side on your back. And then untangle your legs, bring both of your knees into your chest and take 3 rocks forward and backwards and come all the way up through to sit. If you have a yoga brick, grab it, place it on its second width between your thighs and squeeze your thighs in here. Take your fingertips behind you, and as you press into your heels, notice how it grips again your bum and spills the pelvis backwards. And then press into the balls of the feet still flat, and notice how it causes the lower back to lift. Again, pressing into your heels, you'll feel more of a connection to your bum muscles and the pelvis kind of pulls backwards. And then transfer the weight forward into the balls of the feet and you'll feel your pelvis gently spilling forward and more of a connection to the back of your legs, the hamstrings. Now keep the weight forward in the balls of the feet as you bring your arms out in front of you and lean your chest back like you're in a recliner deck chair. Gaze forward, chin lifted, and bring right arm up towards your ear as you breathe in. Squeeze the brick, press into the ball of the foot, you'll feel pelvic floor muscles lift, which is the base of your core. Exhale, bring your right arm forward towards the front. Good, as you next inhale, pull your right elbow back, squeeze the brick as if you're pulling a bow and arrow back. And then rebound on the exhale, squeezing the brick, pressing into the balls of the feet. As you inhale, lift your left arm up towards your ear line, squeeze the brick, press forward into the balls of the feet as well as the heels. Exhale to bring the left arm forward, good job. And then pull the left elbow backwards behind you like you're pulling a bow and arrow. Pressing into the ball of the feet will help the lower back lift. And then rebound back through to center, good job. Lose the brick, take it to the front of the mat, cross over your feet. Index fingers point forward, swivel your biceps so they turn forward and have your toes tucked from a 4-point kneeling base. If you have any wrist injuries, you're welcome to switch the hands being down for fists or forearms at any point. Otherwise, tucking your toes, spread the toes as much as you can to the ground. And then as you inhale, lift the sit bones, open the throat, roll your shoulders back. As you exhale, press into your toes, hollow your belly, tuck your knees in towards your chest, keep your bum low. Bring the knees back down towards the ground, open your chest, roll the shoulders back. And then strengthening the toes, opening the soles of the feet, hug your knees in towards your belly as you move around. One more time, knees down, inhale, glide the chest forward. And as you exhale, hollow the belly, round the spine, hug knees to chest, all the weight's going down into those toes. And then bring the knees down towards the ground. Good, point the toes, lean back, sit back onto your heels. Lift your right knee away from the ground and stretch the front of the right foot, spreading the toes, not clenching them. And then bring that right knee back down, same on the left, lift your left leg, stretching the muscles at the front of the left ankle and shin, try and spread the toes rather than clench them. Good, and then bring the knees back down. All fours base again, hands on bricks. This time, inhale to send your right leg backwards behind you. Lift your belly button, turn your right hip down a little bit. As you flex your foot, notice the toes point south and that right hip bone and the knee also point south to the mat. Now, left hand slips onto lower back. Keep your lower back as steady as possible as you turn your right toes out to the right side. Feel the connection to the outside of your hip and then come back through to center. Bring your left arm forward as you inhale. Exhale, bring your knee into your elbow. Inhale to lengthen back out. And then tap your right foot towards the back of the mat. Left hand onto your brick. Pivot on your left knee, kicking the left foot to the left side. And reach your right arm up towards the ceiling into a supported Vashisthasana. As you inhale, flex your right foot, reach your right arm overhead. As you exhale, tap the toe down, right hand to ceiling. One more time, inhale to lift the right leg, reach your arm overhead. Good, exhale, bring the right foot back down. Circle the hands back towards the ground, back onto all fours, toes tucked. Send your left leg backwards behind you, keeping the hips level and steady. Bring your right hand into the small of the back and just check that you can feel that nice stability and support for your lower back. Then turn your left toes out towards the left side, so you're kind of corkscrewing the leg towards the left. The direction of the toes dictates the direction of the knee and the hip joint. Feel more of a connection to the outer hip muscles. And then recenter. Inhale to send your right arm forward towards the front. Exhale to pull elbow into opposite knee. Inhale again to lengthen, flexing your foot. Exhale to bring your right hand down onto the brick. Pivot on the right knee, kick the left foot towards the back of the mat, and lift your left arm up to the ceiling for supported Vashisthasana. Inhale to bring the left leg up parallel to the floor and reach the top left arm overhead. Exhale, tap it back down, left hand to the ceiling. Keep the lower hip lifting as well. Inhale, bring the left leg up parallel, reach the left arm overhead, and then left foot down and left hand back onto the bricks, all four space. Now you can keep your hands on the bricks if you'd like to, otherwise you can lose the bricks if you find them tricky to hold on to. Let's come into downward facing dog. Walk the feet out so they're a bit wider than hip distance apart. Heels want to be behind your second toe, so you shouldn't be able to see your heels from inside your feet. Press your chest right back towards your thighs, lift the sits bones, and now lift the toes and spread the toes apart, so you're really awakening the fascia, the connective tissue and the soles of the feet. As you inhale, lift your right leg up parallel to the ground, toe point south to the floor so the lower back stays level. Exhale, point the toe, bring your right knee towards your left elbow and come forward. Inhale to lift, right leg towards the ceiling. And this time, point the toe, keep the leg straight and open up the right hip towards the right side. Let the toe open towards the right side, let the hip follow. Then center your hips, bring your right foot between your hands, left knee gently down to the ground into low lunge. Inhale to bring both of your arms up towards the ceiling overhead. Thread your right arm behind your back, feel for your left hip. And then stretch your left arm over towards the right side. So you're coming into a low lunge side bend. Good. Keep pressing down into the right heel and the ball of the right foot for stability. Back toes are actively pressing down. Inhale to come back to center. Take your left hand towards the brick or the floor as you exhale. Lift your back left knee and then inhale to turn the right side chest open towards the right side, keeping that nice bind with the back arm. Slowly release, undo it, right hand down, right leg back, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale to lift your left leg up, toes and hips point south to the ground. Exhale, bring your left knee towards your right elbow, connect. Inhale, lift left leg up. This time, point the toe and let your toe and your hip kind of open towards the side a little bit. Recenter the left hip, knee to chest, step your left foot all the way through into low lunge, back knee down. Inhale to bring both of your arms up towards the ceiling. Keep your pelvis quite high for this one. And then bring left arm behind your back, feel for the right hip. And then bring your right arm over towards the left side into a nice side bend. Now notice that if your feet are not pressing down firmly, that front leg is waggling all over and it causes you to feel very unstable. So press into the left heel and the back toes for stability. As you inhale, recenter. As you exhale, right hand onto your brick or the floor, lift your back knee. As you inhale, open your chest towards the left side. Keep pressing firmly into the ball of the left foot. High on the back tiptoes. Gorgeous. And then slowly undo it. Bring the hands down. Step your left leg back into downward facing dog. Bring your feet forward towards the front of the mat. Take your feet out to an 11 and 1 o'clock angle and drop your bum down into Malasana squat pose. Now press into the outer blade of the feet quite strongly here to maximize the movement in the hip joint, also the strength in the outer hips. Interlace your hands and press the hands forward. See if you can hold your balance here. And then rooting firmly through the feet, rise up to stand for 3. Feel the strength in the outside of the leg as you rise toward 2. And 1. Gorgeous. Then bring the arms all the way down and stand at the front of the mat, straightening up your legs, toes and knees pointing forward, heels behind your second toes. Good job. Inhale to bring your arms all the way up towards the ceiling as you breathe in. Exhale, forward fold, hollow the belly and bow your head down. Inhale to halfway lift, arms reach back, chest forward. Exhale, bring your hands down to the floor. Step your left leg and right leg back into downward facing dog. Inhale forward into high plank, heels back, chest forward. Be high on the tiptoes, scoop the belly in. Exhale, bring the knees down, supported chaturanga, come just halfway. Then belly flat to mat, inhale, cobra pose, lifting your chest. Exhale, roll over your toes, come back into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up, flex your foot, toes straight. Exhale, bring knee to left elbow, come forward, connecting to transverse core, side core. Inhale, lift right leg, toes point south. Exhale, knee to chest, bring the right foot through, rise up into your high lunge position, open up your chest. Bring your right arm behind your back, feel for your left hip, and scoop the left arm over towards the right side into your side bend again. Really feel that gorgeous stretch through the left hip joint. Come back through to center, left hand down onto the brick, and open up your chest towards the right side, supported twist. Unravel the body, both hands or fingertips onto the bricks. Press, glide, and lift, warrior three. Now you could keep your hands on the bricks or take them onto their highest setting there. Or you can bring your hands into your chest. Either way, flex your back foot so the toe and the knee point south to the ground. Either stay there or exhale, bend your standing leg, tap knee to knee. Inhale to extend it back out. One more time, exhale, tap knee to knee, get low. Inhale, flexing your back foot, extend. Send your left leg way back behind you, open up wide into your warrior two position. Arms and thighs parallel to the ground, right knee points forward, left thigh, left toes, left knee point on that same diagonal trajectory. Reverse warrior, left arm behind your back, reach your right arm all the way up and back behind you. As you exhale, bring your right arm, hover it inside your right leg, lift your left arm up to the ceiling, supported side angle, or send your left arm diagonally overhead. Good, come all the way back through to center, arms open and wide. Circle your hands down to the ground, pivot onto the ball of the back foot, and then slowly press, glide, and lift, chair pose at the front, feet together. Lift your arms up towards the ears. Exhale, bring your hands into prayer position. Left elbow outside of right knee. Turn your chest towards the right side. Good, now pause there for a moment. Keep lowering your pelvis. I'm going to switch directions so you can see what I'm doing. Ground down firmly through your left foot. Slowly lift your right knee with your left elbow. Come up to stand, balancing on your left leg. Right knee is lifted near chest. Good, you made it so far. Then bring your spine into a straightened position by holding the outside of the right knee. Or if you know that you feel comfortable with that leg extension, straighten the right leg forward all the way to the front. Circle the right arm up to the sky and then all the way backwards behind you into Revolved Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. Good, shoulders down, chest proud, really root down through that standing leg to rise. This is purposefully difficult to build strength in those tiny proprioceptive muscles in your foot. Good, now visualize half moon and then swing into it with confidence. Swing the right leg back. Left hand can dive down to the floor. If you have a block nearby, you can use the block. Good, flex your right toes and remember the toes want to point in the same direction as the hip and the knee. So as the toes turn out, like your right hip and knee turn out too. And good, slowly bring the hands down to the ground and step back into downward facing dog pose and Mukha Svanasana. Let's come through Vinyasa, inhale forward, high plank. As you exhale, lower Chaturanga Dandasana or drop the knees for support. Inhale to either cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale into downward facing dog. Inhale to lift your left leg away and up behind you. Exhale, left knee, right elbow, cross underneath your body. Inhale, send left leg up, toes flexed. Exhale, knee to chest, step your left foot through. Rise all the way up into high lunge. Left leg is leading this time. Bring your left arm behind your back, feel for the right hip, and then scooch the right arm over towards the left into a nice side bend for that nice opening around the front of the right hip. And notice that your left heel and the ball of the left foot is working to keep that front thigh stable. Slowly come back to center. Take your right hand down onto a brick or the floor and then turn your chest towards the left side. And left foot again stays centered. Good. Slowly unravel. Good. And then unraveling the hands, bring the hands into prayer position in the chest. Press, glide, and lift into your warrior three. Now you could be using your bricks again on their highest setting for a little bit of support. And then you can really finesse your alignment, toes point down, right hip points down. Otherwise, hands into chest. And you can add a challenge by bending your left knee and tapping right knee to left. Inhale to extend again. Get this real buoyancy and strength coming from the legs. Bend and tap. Inhale to extend. Send your right leg way back behind you and open up wide into your warrior two position. Left arm forward, right leg backwards behind you. That's it, you guys. Stay where you are, just shifting so you can see the screen. And then reverse warrior, bring the right hand back towards the back leg, left arm can reach overhead, or you can wrap your hand behind your spine. Come all the way out into side angle pose. So reach forward, left arm hovers inside left leg, reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. Either stay there or extend your right arm overhead into that full expression, creating a long diagonal line from right fingertips towards back leg. Good. Slowly come back into your warrior two position, circle the hands down towards the ground and step forward. Feet together, sit low towards the floor. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, bring your hands into prayer, and this time right elbow outside of your left knee. Good, and as you turn your chest towards the left side, shoulders down, chest open. Keep the right elbow and left knee connected. Push into the right foot, and then like a fern or a plant unraveling in spring, slowly come up to stand. If you're wobbling, good, that's how you build strength. Straighten your spine, right hand to outer left thigh, or take hold of the outside of the left foot and kind of lengthen that left leg forward. If you feel steady too, lift the left arm up and loop it backwards behind you into revolved Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. Take a couple of breaths there, really feeling that rooting down sensation through the right heel and the ball of the right foot. Slightly turn your outer left hip down. And now visualize half moon and enjoy the freedom of that movement. Smooth transition, left leg really rigid and straight, and swing it back. Use a breath underneath the right hand possibly. Good, and then turn your left toes and your left hip out as you lift the left arm up. Good, keep opening the left toes and left hip towards the left side, right toes point forward. Amazing, well done. And then bring both hands back down to the ground and step back. Downward facing dog. Inhale forward into high plank. Heels back, chest forward. Exhale to lower. Inhale into up dog or cobra. Exhale, child's pose. Let your head touch the ground in child's pose there. Pelvis nice and heavy and nice spread across the lower back. Feel free to take the knees wider if that feels good. Good. And then slowly make your way forward onto all fours. Cross your ankles and come all the way to line out on your back. Grab your strap if you have it nearby. Loop your strap into the right foot near the ball of the foot to encourage the toes to point down to the face, heel up. You can have one side of the strap in each hand here. Make sure your bum is heavy on the ground. And take simply 3 breaths, relaxing your left leg. Pressing the right heel up to the sky as the toes draw down to the face. And then unhook your right leg, just lay the right leg down to the ground and just feel the difference between the right and the left side. Bring your left knee in, lift your left leg into the strap near the ball of the foot. Toes point down, heel points up, shoulders heavy, slight tuck of chin. 3 breaths. And then lose the strap and lay the legs down to the ground. Now both legs should feel long and spacious and grounded. Give yourself a few precious moments of stillness at the end of the practice to allow yourself to simply feel the ground beneath you. The stillness of the earth, the aliveness of the breath in your body. And turning up the corners of the mouth. Tune in again to that vibration of new life in the body at this point in the season. Om Yasho Bala Mastu. May there be strength and vigor in our practice. Thanks for joining me on the mat. See you soon.